back to the third installment of Tales with Tales. This is a show, remember, where I try to complete a book review while my dogs are harassing me. They're especially hyper, so I'm going to try and get it quickly. Today's is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is the book review. The movie's coming out soon, but remember, this is the book. I also want to make an announcement that all of my book reviews are spoiler-free, so you don't have to worry about ruining the book if you watch the video and you haven't read it yet. And so don't worry about it. Nothing's going to be given away that's terrifying to the plot. Hey. So yeah, let's get into it. So a little bit about Ernest Cline. He is a total geek, total nerd, collects video games somewhere. That's why I'm totally wearing my Star Wars sweater. But anyways, I'm sure he's pretty excited about the movie coming out, because he's written this book a long time ago, and it's chock full of pop culture references and everything, and he poured a lot of research and a lot of his hobbies and his heart into it, and I appreciate that, and it shows for every second of it. So how did I get the book? Well, it really came from the movie trailer. So I was at a movie with a friend the other day. We were watching Justice League, and the trailer came on, and I was like, holy cow, what is this movie with all these video game and movie and pop culture references in it? Turns out it's Ready Player One. I'm walking through the bookstore a couple days later, and it's a book. And so I picked it up. I read it in less than 3 days, maybe, and it was amazing. I don't imagine the movie will be as good as the book because, let's be honest, when is it ever? But it is directed by Steven Spielberg, which is actually mentioned by the author in the book. So it's all coming full circle. But anywho, the book was incredible. If you like to read books before movies like I do, go ahead and grab it and check it out before the movie comes out this month. So let me give you the basics. Ready Player One is in the near future, takes place in the near future in Earth, and what happens is it's about this boy named Wade Watts. The Earth is overpopulated, it's running out of energy because humans have vastly depleted its resources. There's not anywhere else to go. You can see even in the trailer, and he tells in the book, that people have mobile homes just stacked up high because the only way they can live with space is by living upward, because there's just no space anymore. So what do to spend their time is they are in a virtual reality world created by a famous billionaire in the novel. And so, you know, you've got all these virtual reality games coming out, things like that, but this is literally an entire universe composed of video game worlds. But not only that, people go to school on this, they do their jobs on this, and so literally what people will do, hey, they'll wake up in the morning, they will exercise and go on like a spin bike thing to power up their virtual reality machine, and then they'll get on it and spend the whole day in it without ever going anywhere. And so it's about him, but the real content is that the video game creator that creates the virtual reality machine he actually dies, alright? And after he dies, this video is released to the whole world, and it's pretty much his message and his last will and testament to the world. What he says is, not quoting, he says, "I've left an Easter egg in the Oasis," which is the virtual reality. It's called the Oasis. "I've left it in the Oasis. The first one to find it will have control of the Oasis and all of its resources." And this is huge, right? Because there's millions of dollars not only up for grabs in his corporation, the amount of money that he's made for himself, but control of the Oasis is essentially control of the entire world and all of its populations. So not only do you have all these people like Wade Watts going after it to try and win it, but honestly you have corporations that are hiring people to be in this world. They give them top-notch equipment to go and try to find these Easter eggs so these corporations can control it and take it over, monetize it, and do whatever they want with it. And so obviously the big good versus evil is, hey, do we want corporations owning this and flooding it with advertisements and making it pay to play? Because right now it's just free for all the basic stuff to go and do whatever you want. Or do we want, someone that knows the creator, knows what he would have wanted, even though he's dead now, and really carry on his legacy into the future with responsible use? great about it, honestly, is that the creator, not just the author, but the creator of the Oasis in the book, what he did is that he made not only the Easter egg hunt, but the entire world full of pop culture references from his time, from the things that he loved. What are you doing? Get out of there. I have treats in there for him, so they behaved, and she found them. And anyways, stinker. Anyways, he's created all these pop culture references that are in the book. There's mention of the Iron Giant in there. There's mention of famous movies like, I don't want to ruin it for you, so I'm not going to say it. But there's Pac-Man, there's all sorts of arcade games, pop culture references out the wazoo, Spider-Man, nerd stuff. People will geek over this if they've seen... You need to stop. If they've seen anything, and if they've paid attention to any pop culture of the last time. And it was awesome for me because that was before my time, obviously. Before, that was the previous generation and all the things that they've done and seen. So what I did while I was reading the book is that I would look up all these things, and so I could really see it through the eyes of Wade Watts and see what he was looking at, seeing all these retro games remade in this virtual reality. And it was amazing because I really feel like I have a better grasp on things that took place during that time, and I'm excited to see how the movie takes it in a new way, to see if they're keeping up with the old themes, or to see if they're going to actually bring in some new pop culture references. Alright, about the style, it's super easy to read. It flows really well. It's honestly, I can't put it down. There's so much action in it. There's only one brief period that's kind of disrupted where it kind of chills out, but it's really kind of a thriller, and you really get into the mindset of these kids looking for this thing, and you're really rooting for the good guys in this one. And it's one of the most entertaining reads, not ones that I've really had to think about, but ones that I could just follow and just get engrossed in. One of the most entertaining ones I've read in a very long time. The length's not too bad. It's about 374 pages, but they fly by. It's one of those books where you sit down and what feels like 5 minutes has been 4 hours, and you've got half the book done. And it's one of those things that just, it comes with the writing, it flows easily, it's fun to read. It's just a fun read in general. So the takeaways, the rating of Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I am giving it, yes, you guessed it, another 4 out of 5, 3 in a row. I promise I'll change them up. But the reason it wasn't 5, the only reason, small little bitty reason, is in the beginning, I really think Ernest Cline kind of gives his, personal views about world and life in general and about people, and you can really see him shine in his views shine in the beginning. I really don't think it adds that much to the story, maybe outside of the fact that they live in post-apocalyptic world. There's not a lot of hope left for humanity and its people, so I can understand where it's coming from. It just really didn't add to the story that much, but overall, really fun read. I have not regretted a moment of buying that, and I've had friends that read it, recommended it to me, and they just loved it. Almost moved me to tears. And so I'm super excited for the film coming out. It's going to be legendary. It's going to be incredible. Steven Spielberg's directing it, again, like I said. And, oh man, I would highly recommend read the book first and just follow it through. Alright, this has been another Tales with Tales with Conrad in the Making and the pups, Alaska and Evie. Thank you guys for watching. A new thing, if you guys can guess the reference from the board behind me, I will give you a nice warm feeling or hypothetical pat on the back. Maybe a shout out in the next episode. We'll see. It'll be fun. This one's super easy. I know my drawing is like a third grader, but just give it a try and let's have some sort of interaction and fun with it. Thank you guys for watching. Keep the community. Let me know what you're reading, and I'll see you in the next one.